real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga, also known as Pastor Joey.
Oh.
How are you doing, Pastor Joey?
Bless you, my child. I'm doing well. How are you?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We've got a couple guests in the house with us today. It's going to be a fun show.
It will be.
We're going to talk about divorce and,
and death and taxes.
all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff.
Fun topics there.
We have Xavier with new homepage and Greg, our very own Greg, with Security Title Agency.
Greg.
How are you guys doing?
Good. Happy to be here.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I have a button for that.
Yeah, hit that button.
Awesome.
Jeff Spicoli.
There we go. So what's going on? How you guys been?
Good. You know, just
getting ready for summertime?
Getting ready for summer. Been traveling a lot, so I actually go to Denver next week and then LA the week after to talk to some agents out there.
All right.
And then, you know, just prepping for summer and prepping for that heat. I'm happy that it's staying cool here for a little bit longer than usual, which is always nice.
There we
It's
go.
been an
It's
anomaly.
crazy.
Yeah, it
wonderful.
has. It has. Well, we're excited that you're here because this is a different show than we normally have as far as normally having a real estate agent on, talking about successes that they've had, how they get their business. You actually are going to share with us different products and things that you're involved with that help agents to grow their business.
Right.
Correct?
Help them be successful.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we start with like how long you've been kind of in the real estate space, kind of what got you into it.
So
and we can have both of you kind of.
Okay. So for me, I've been in the real estate space, I feel like almost my whole life. And so my father, his name's also Xavier. I'm actually Xavier IV, fun fact. But he created this company, New Homepage, when he was 16. And about, 20 years ago or so, he created a product called RealNet. And so we've been creating marketing solutions for realtors now for about 20 years, and we've had title partners like Security Title to help us bring those products to those agents and kind of coach them on how to use it, best practices, and different stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Your whole life. Right?
Well, so while he was creating this product, let's say STTechFarm, I was in high school and we'd be driving and my dad would be telling me about it and it would go in one ear and out the other. And it's a funny story that I ended up working for him because being Xavier IV, I wanted to go as far this way as I could.
Sure.
I ended up working for him. But when I dove into the product, it was like snap back to reality. I know what this is, and took me a couple days to figure out how to use it, how to click the buttons, but it was interesting. Cool. And our company, we also have 48,000 real estate clients. So I've just had real estate in my life almost my whole life, and so that's how I've kind of learned about the industry by talking to some of those clients and by having Greg invite me to do presentations on STTechFarm and talking to those people and getting their perspective, what they're doing, what's working, what they're doing, what's not working, how to tailor that, pivoting and different stuff like that, and I think I have an interesting perspective to kind of steer people in a direction that can help them be successful.
Well, we're going to jump into some of those. How about you, Greg? How long you've been in the title world? A long time, right?
23 years. It's crazy business. I love it. It just, it's always new, right?
Yeah.
Something's always coming up. So when this product came out and Xavier first explained it, I just got completely rejuvenated and energized.
Cool.
The number one question we always get asked as title reps is, well, how can you help me get more business?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a great solution, which is kind of why we wanted to come and share it today.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Okay. Well, let's jump into it. So tell us what it is.
So STTechFarm is kind of like a geographical farming / prospecting tool.
Okay.
What it does is classically when an agent would get sent a farm, it would be via CSV file. And then in about a week, 2 weeks, that file's already outdated. So what we did in our program is Greg would upload a file for Xavier, the real estate agent, into STTechFarm. And once it's inside of there, it's going to keep that farm up to date for them all the time, so they never really have to get that farm sent to them again. And then we take it a step further. We break that farm down into, the first page you go into is an analytics page. So you have your turnover rate, your average stay year, you have the percentage of long-term homeowners, how many people are likely to move, how many people have positive equity, so on and so forth. And then we break their farms into what we call micro farms. So you have your recent buyers, your long-term homeowners, so that when an agent is looking at their farm and they're looking at who they're going to be marketing to, they can segment their marketing based off of who is inside of their farm. So you're not going to market to a recent buyer or someone who bought their home in the last 90 days the same way you would to a long-term homeowner or someone who's owned their home for 13 years.
Right.
So we give them that ability, and then we also tell them who is likely to move inside of their farm, which is kind of the bread and butter of our product. And then we also have life events. We have notice of defaults, notice of trustee sales, marriages, births, deaths, divorces, and then we also collect phone numbers and emails as well inside of that product.
Whoa.
Wow.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot.
I mean,
It is.
It's super crazy. So, a lot of agents are taking the shotgun approach, and what we want to teach them to do and coach them through it is the sniper approach.
Yeah.
And so not only are we going to give you the life events that happen so that you're there exactly when it does happen and you become that resource for them, it's, oh, by the way, Greg Douthit on 123 Elmwood Street just got married, but they're renting, their lease is almost up, and here's his email and phone number. It's like,
So the
seriously?
system knows
It's
all
like,
that stuff,
wow.
huh, basically. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you can find that information on county records. I don't think people realize how much information is shared when you put something on social media. You can kind of
it's true.
collect a whole bunch of data, and we're really good at kind of finding and collecting that information. But our company, New Homepage, it's a website hosting company. So we host 180,000 websites. 48,000 of those happen to be real estate agent websites. But we'll go and create a marriage website, and we can collect data that way. And we do giveaways for phone numbers and emails, and we just have a whole bunch of different ways of collecting this data so that we can get that agent the data as quickly as possible.
got it. What about some examples then? How are agents using it right now?
So
Success stories or...
you want to go into your success story?
yeah, we have a really good success story. So I had an agent call and newer to the business and said, what can we do to get business? And I said, well, how hard are you willing to work? Because I can give you leads. And so through, we set it up on STTechFarm, and I said, probably one of the easiest ways to do it is to door knock. Well, what do I say? I said, okay, well, we can help you with the script. So we gave her a script and said, these are all the people that are renting in your subdivision whose lease is about to come up. So the conversation's great. Hey, did you know that you could buy a house in this subdivision for less than you're paying for rent? No, I didn't know that. So she did it the first weekend and had some, challenges. I don't know what you're talking about. Leave me alone. Don't like door knockers. But the second weekend she did it, she actually got a client from it.
Wow.
And actually opened escrow with us. So that was a double bonus.
Yeah, there you go.
But, for 2 weekends of work, she made $9,000. That's a pretty good ROI.
Yeah. So she's out there every weekend now, right?
Which she's out there every weekend now. But
She goes back to the people from the first weekend. Her
it's-
scripting's better now, right? So she can
she's better. But, I talk about being a commodity and how we want to be, title, lending, real estate agents. We want to be there when that life event happens or when that particular situation happens. And if we can get in front of those people knowing before or knowing that when it happens, we're there at that exact moment of time when they need us.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
when your lease is up and you're looking maybe to buy a home or you don't know that you can, you had talked about you're most likely to move. The algorithm that they've put together for this program is ridiculous. So they'll take people based on their equity, how long they've been there, their positive equity, who lives there, their age. It's crazy. And I think, what was the percentage? 80% of the people?
So, I think the best part about the Target Farm, just for starters, is that it's free. There's a free aspect to the program, and for me,
Are we still allowed to say that?
Sure.
Free 99.
free. Yeah, it's free. It's free to the agent, right? It's free to the agent because of security title. But 80% of the value of that program lies inside of that Target Farm. To me, it's the people who are
Absolutely.
likely to move inside of your farm within the next 12 to 24 months. And while we have premium packages where you can buy phone numbers, emails, marriages, births, deaths, divorces, all that stuff, if you can come up with a consistent marketing campaign to just that Target Farm for a 6 to 12 month span, I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to see results, but when 70% of the people who fall inside of that micro farm do move or list their home in that 12 to 24 month span that
That's
you
the stat
predicted,
I was looking for.
it's not trying to find that needle in the haystack anymore. We're telling you where that needle is. And, in Arizona, we have this thing where it gets really hot, so people don't want to door knock. Well, I'm not asking you to door knock for 4 hours on everyone in your farm, but can you go door knock the people who are most likely to move, for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Can you go do it to 10 properties, 6 times a week? Like the girl that had success with him, she was doing it on the weekends. You gotta to get success, there are times where you're going to have to give up things like your Netflixes, your video games.
You're going to have to put in the work.
Netflix is going to be tough.
But here's the thing. If you know going in, because I'm a data guy, right, and I believe in stats, if 70% of the people that they say are going to move have moved, 7 out of every 10 doors that you knock on are going to list their house.
Yeah.
So why not you?
Right. There you go. There you
Well,
go.
here's why, because you're not in front of them at the time that you need to be.
Yeah.
So you can make phone
So-
calls, you can send them emails because you provide email address as well. And
Emails, phone numbers.
yeah,
But again,
okay.
it's about the relationship too. So if
Yeah.
you're going to knock on
Yeah.
a door, you're actually going to have something to say.
So-
Which,
so can-
by the way, Javier, I noticed that you have $75,000 worth of equity in your home. You thought about when you're going to cash that out?
Right. Well, it's not just equity, too. It's the AVM auto valuation model, which lets you know what their home's going to sell for within 90 days, their loan amount due, the LTV, the rate, and the approximate equity that they have inside of their home. So
Wow.
it's not just
ridiculous
going up and
data.
saying, hey, did you know you have $100,000 worth of equity inside of your home? But hey,
Right.
did you know based off of the current market, I could sell your home for X% above market value within a 90-day span? It's messages like that that can really capture an audience, whether it's print, whether it's audio, whether it's video, whether it's email. Those different kinds of messages that you can create inside of our product are very powerful.
Got it.
Hit
Hey,
'em-
I
hit
figured
'em with
out a
all
way
of
they
it.
can still watch their Netflix and do the door knocking. Okay, because you're not going to every house, right?
Nope.
So it may be several house walk before you get to the next one. Well, you can do Netflix on your phone now.
You got Hulu on your phone, right? Hulu or Netflix on your
So
phone.
there you go.
Right, it works.
Watch your show and knock on
Get a
doors.
quick episode of The Office in while you're going from house to house. and
Something,
you're good.
right? Something, right? Now, you also shared a story about a divorce
Right.
situation, and that maybe wasn't a positive thing necessarily, but
Well,
Right.
Can I preface that real quick before
Yeah.
you say that? So some of the feedback I get from people is like, well, that's a yucky thing to talk about. And I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to bring that up. And for those of us who have been in the industry a while, and like myself,
yeah.
so back in 2007, 2008, I went through that yucky stuff, like most everybody I know. Lost 3 investment properties, lost a house, lost a job, and lost a wife. It's a country song,
Yeah.
came out of that. But the one thing I noticed is that my database of 5,000 realtors, not one of them called me and said, hey, there's some crazy stuff going on. Are you okay? What are you going through? Is there any way I can help you? And for me as a consumer, I would have loved it. And finally, one of them did. One of my best friends who's an agent said, man, there's some stuff going on. What can I do to help you? And I'm like, oh, thank you. Yes, take me out. Tell me what you know.
Right.
So I think there are people that are going through this kind of yucky stuff that would appreciate somebody saying, hey, I've been through it. I've built a team. We're just here to help. We're just here to answer questions. We just want to be a resource. So if you go into that with that kind of a giving attitude to be a resource, I think it's going to be more successful than what Javi's going to share right now.
Right. So a lady downloaded a divorce record from us, and it just happened to be her next door neighbor. So she walked next door, knocked on the door, said, hey, I heard you're getting a divorce. What's going on? Yada, yada, yada. Couple, obviously denied it adamantly, saying, no, we're not getting a divorce. Where'd you get this information from? Go away. So she calls us back and was like, hey, you gave me a bad lead. Give me my money back. And we were like, okay, well, if it's a bad lead, it's our fault. We'll give you your money back. Then about a month and a half later, she calls us back and she's like, hey, I'm sorry, that couple actually did end up getting divorced. And so what happened in that scenario is I believe the husband filed for divorce without telling his wife.
Oh, no.
And so, marriages, births, deaths, divorces especially, you never really know what's going on inside of that situation in that household. Someone could have filed without telling the other person, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And so I think, a big point that Greg just brought up was coming in with value. Hey, I'm just here to help.
Yeah.
You don't need to say, hey, I heard you're getting a divorce, or hey, I heard you're getting married, or hey, I heard you're having a baby. I'm just here to help, and whatever that help is in providing value, maybe it's if they had a baby, I'm good at helping people find homes with a little bit more space, or if they had a marriage, I'm good at helping people find their starter homes, or whatever you can say to kind of activate that subconscious without mentioning that actual life event. And just try and provide value in whatever case. And I think one of the biggest things that Greg said when he was telling his little divorce story is, he just wanted someone to call and say, hey, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
If anything's going on, just let you know I'm here, and if you need help with anything, I'm here.
It's really what it was all about.
Right. And so I think definitely don't go next door asking anyone why they're getting a divorce, but there are different kinds of ways that you can market to those life events. And that's a question I get all the time, as I'm sure Greg does, but just be there to provide value. Those life events, they account for a lot of the reasons as to why people move. I watched a lot of guys of your episodes. Jason Abrams said everyone's 45 days away everyone's like 45 days away if they had a major life event of moving. So, when you look at these life events, the graph goes life event wants to move, skyrockets right back down after 45 days. And so if you can just go there, contact those persons and provide some form of value, that's going to be your highest success rate there.
Yeah.
Well, I think the key to this program, and the beautiful thing about it, is that we're giving you that information beforehand so that you can be uber focused on what your message is and what that value is that you're going to give them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So your message to somebody getting a divorce is way different than somebody who just had a baby and is renting and needs a starter home. So that's what we're here for, by the way. So if you want to use this program to its fullest, we just invite you to come and meet with us. We'll sit down with you. We're putting on a webinar next month.
In June, yeah?
Yeah. So we're here to train, coach, teach, whatever you need. We're in this with you.
Okay. Okay.
So
how do agents reach out? Like, how would they get in touch with you or to find out more? I mean, you want to share the best ways to get in contact with you?
I think the best way to get in contact with me would be actually through Greg.
Okay.
If they want to get signed up for the program, that they can reach out to Greg, and Greg can get them signed up. He can get their farms in there. He can sit down with them, and he's a data guy just like I am. Look at the analytics page and be like, all right, this is your marketing strategy that I think we should execute. Whether it's marketing to absentee owners or whatever it may be. That's their best way of kind of getting in contact with Greg and getting set up on the program. And then once they're set up on the program, me and Greg are going to be hosting some classes that they can come and attend and learn some more about how to use it and some best practices.
Got it.
It's
Awesome.
all about the best practice.
So how do they get a hold of you, Greg?
480-703-9525. Call, text, email. Greg.Douthit at securitytitleagency.com.
You probably have to spell
or
that.
securitytitle.com. Yeah, you know what? We can put it on the.
Yeah.
We can put it on there. But it's 480-703-9525.
All right.
And
Cool.
then,
Call
and then
or
I
text
think
me.
we're going to be hosting that webinar June 19th at 10 a.m. So if that's something you want to hop on and learn more about the program,
Wednesday, right?
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, June 19th.
Let's see.
Contact Greg and we can get you an invite sent out for that webinar where you can learn more about the product.
That is Wednesday.
That's cool stuff.
Awesome.
Wow.
So outside of the product itself, what tips would you give agents? Because I know you've been working with agents for quite a while now.
Right.
In today's market, like, what should they be doing?
I think the one thing
grow their
that
business, right?
that agents should really be doing is, and I've heard this so many times, and it's really hard to stress this enough, but getting on social media. I think one thing that I saw the other day, and it was on the National Association of Realtors, is the biggest generation of buyers are millennials, and 81% of millennials found their home on an app, not through the MLS. I have two friends who just bought a home. One of them found them through Zillow. One of them found them on Realtor.com. So, and the biggest app I think that people need to get on right now is Instagram. I think that's where you're seeing some massive growth in terms of users, but. It's hard to just tell an agent, hey, get on video, because you have to be an expert in so many things. But for me, what helped me get through this whole video phase is I would just set my camera up on my computer while I was working, and I would just go through my normal day, and I would get comfortable like being on camera, and then I would stare in it and talk to it, and it was weird.
That's a great point.
It was weird, and I would we do webinars for the product all the time inside of the product, and when you have to hear your own voice, it's weird, and I would mess up, and it's a lot of trial and error. I did it once, I didn't like it, and I had to keep doing it because we have to host them inside of the product, but. I'm doing some form of video and just getting comfortable being in front of camera by just kind of
Look at you
recording
now.
yourself
You're a
all day.
superstar.
Yeah, there we go.
I try. I've done those videos over 1,000 times. The first one was not great. The first live presentation I did was not very great. I panicked and I didn't have a close, and Greg came in with the close. I just said, okay, thank you for coming. But
Hey, no, wait.
but you learn by trial and error, and you really learn by failing. And I failed a lot in terms of live presentations and videos. And my biggest, not to get too off topic, but my biggest recommendation I would say is to get on video and to hop on Instagram.
There you go.
All right.
Which,
that's good stuff.
By the way, we can help you with that as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Greg will hold the
So-
camera for you.
I will hold the camera for you. It's very nerve-wracking, but I think when you're nervous, it's authentic, right? People don't expect you to be perfect, and I think actually if you're too perfect, it kind of turns people off, like
Yeah,
it was
it's-
scripted or
Yes.
Right.
I think not that people want to see
People
you
like
fail,
raw.
but
They like
Right.
raw
they do like
stuff.
raw. They like
Yeah.
Absolutely.
authenticity.
Absolutely.
So
Well, it sounds like an awesome product.
Yes.
Thank you.
it really is amazing, and
Yeah.
a lot of times and I just want to get this out there. I start my presentations before I bring them on. Is like, listen, we're going to show you something that's super creepy, but it's perfectly legal. So
there you go. Good way to start it, right?
It's all about data.
No, that's awesome. All right, guys. Anything else before we move to the next segment?
One last thing.
Okay.
I hear this all the time from agents. How can I beat the disruptors? And you had mentioned that your two friends bought their house from Zillow and from Realtor.com.
Mm-hmm.
It's about relationships. If you can be the resource and be in front of them before they even go online to Zillow, before they go online to Realtor.com, that's how you're going to win. And you're going to do that through creating relationships through your database, or as Steve DeLaviaga would say, your data bank. We can show you how to do that. And by old school farming.
Yeah.
Because you become the resource. They don't need to go to Zillow. They don't need to go to Realtor.com when they know that they can go to you. And I truly believe that's the way that together we're going to be able to beat those disruptors.
All right. Challenge.
Accepted.
No, all right. Let's get in the ring. We good?
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And both of you can answer this, or one, whoever wants to take the question.
Okay.
What's the best advice that anyone's ever given you?
For me, it was to have a short memory. And what I mean by that is I played basketball growing up, and I was a shooter. So if I shot and I missed, you can't think about that. You have to go into the next shot thinking that you're going to make it. And when you're in sales, you have to deal with rejection a lot. And so not letting that last call affect your next call is a big thing for me. So not having a short memory in terms of that context is some of the best advice that I've ever had.
That's good, actually.
All right.
Really
Cool.
good.
For me, I'd probably have to say that whenever I'm going through a difficult time, get on your knees and look up.
Pray.
There you
And
go.
it's helped me my whole life.
Good.
That works.
So
It's a good one. How about your favorite mobile app? Don't
Notes.
say Zillow.
Notes.
Notes. Notes for sure. The amount of notes that I type on a daily basis, just when I'm sitting there watching TV, if I come up with an idea, I mean, I have thousands of notes in that app. It's fantastic.
Awesome.
mine has to be Facebook,
Facebook.
my mobile Facebook app.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
I spend way too much time on it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. It can become a problem, Greg.
It is. Have you ever gone to your battery in your settings, and it'll tell you the percentages?
Oh, yeah. There's a thing that tells you how much.
So if you go to your settings and go to battery, it'll tell you the percentages
You're like
of every
at
app you're on.
92%.
I'm like, 20% Candy Crush, 80% Facebook. Ooh, not good.
The screen
That's
time.
not a good
Screen
combination.
time's been really, really creepy for me
Yeah,
lately. Just
it
looking
is
at
not.
that, I don't want to.
Right?
I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
How about a book recommendation?
Oh.
So I actually have two, if that's okay. One of them, and I heard another one of your guys' people that you had on mention this, but Grant Cardone, the 10X rule.
Uh-huh.
Specifically,
Yeah,
one
that's a good
chapter.
one.
Don't be a little bee.
Yes.
I was walking my dog when I heard that, and I got a little extra pep in my step when he was going through that chapter. But it's really true. And then the other one is Extreme Ownership, where it talks about accountability and really looking in the mirror and saying, okay, if you're not executing, it's not anything else. It's you. And that's a big thing that I've had to come to face with lately is, all right, if I'm not reaching my goals, it's not anything else, it's me. And so that was a really good book that I read.
Oh, that's a good
All
one.
right.
What's it called again?
Extreme Ownership.
Extreme ownership. All right.
So the one that I just finished is You Are a Bad A. Love
Yeah.
that book.
Yeah.
Just kind of gave me a different perspective. I'm a Tony Robbins fan, so anything that Tony's put out, but I'll say that with a caveat. I don't drink his Kool-Aid, but I'm the type that can listen to a 1-hour presentation and oh, that's a good little nugget I can take out and use, or I can use this little thing. I also like Jab, 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 Right Hook, Gary Vee.
It's a great book.
And then one that I've also read too for just kind of a interpersonal thing is called Killing the Spider.
Killing a spider. Step on it.
Well, it's about the cobwebs in your life, and most people brush away those cobwebs but never kill the spider.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a cool
Makes sense.
All right.
intraperspective kind of thing. So
How about a productivity tool or software that you use on a regular basis? That's probably an easy one.
Security Tech Farm.
I'm just saying.
I would say for me, productivity-wise, Google Calendar. Laying out my week and my month with, okay, on Monday I have a presentation, so it's in the morning, so in the afternoon I'm going to make cold calls, and kind of just planning out my week that way. And then the Calm app, it's like a meditation. I just recently started meditating.
Calm,
CALM. It's really
You took mine
difficult.
away.
Sorry. It's really difficult to sit there and have a still mind for a little bit, but it's definitely helped me stay focused, which is a big thing for me.
So I just started Headspace.
Headspace.
It's a free meditation app. It's 3 minutes in the morning, and after you do that for 2 weeks, then they take you to a 5 minute, then a 10 minute, and they just walk you through it. It's a totally free app, but so I'm on like day 8. Crazy how it just focuses you for the day.
Yeah.
If you just spend
do
3
seem calmer.
just 3 to 5 minutes. Yeah, right? Headspace, great app.
Cool. All right. And the final question, I'll have you draw this
Here we go.
one question right here.
Oh, you have one question?
I
You
have
just
one
put
in
one in
there.
there?
I don't
Just
know why
for
you
this
put it
one.
in a mask.
I thought there was like 15 or 20 you could choose from.
Who is your favorite superhero and why?
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough one.
I figured this is a good one since,
Yeah, Avengers is really big right
Avengers
now.
just came out. and
I actually still
broke a
haven't
bunch
seen
of-
the movie.
I haven't either yet.
Still a little upset about it.
So I won't tell you who dies.
No, Don, I'm seeing it Friday. I'm seeing it tomorrow with my son.
Just
So I would say my favorite superhero is probably Batman. What I liked about Batman, especially growing up, and something that I related to, is I was never like the most athletic person. I was never like the smartest person in the room, but what Batman was is he was resourceful. And I liked that, and I think that's why I kind of related with Batman the most.
It's easy to be resourceful when you're a billionaire.
He was like a.
You have all those
quasi
fun toys,
billionaire.
right?
Batman. Okay.
How about you, Greg?
You know, I want to be like, say something super powerful like my dad. He's the greatest superhero in the world, and he was. But for this question, I'm going to have to say Superman because that's who I grew up on.
All right.
Some DC folks at that table.
He can fly, he can run. He had to deal with being from another planet and kind of coming into our world and making the best of it.
Yeah.
Superman.
Yeah, Superman.
Now I just
Alright.
hope DC can step up their movie game.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they worked on it with Wonder Woman and kind of Aquaman.
I like Aqua. I think they just need some better
Storylines.
storylines and characters.
Yeah.
They need,
I do like Batman, though.
What Avengers did so well is they had the perfect actors for the character. Robert Downey Jr. There's no better Iron Man ever
Yeah,
than
that was
Robert Downey
perfect.
Jr.
And
But
then Thor.
Thor,
What's his
that's-
name? I don't know his actor.
one of the Hemsworths,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
The bigger one.
the bigger one,
The
right?
bigger
The one,
bigger
with
one.
the one with the arms.
Right, right.
He can carry the
Exactly.
hammer. But, no, that's great. Well, thank you guys for being in here.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
having us.
So
Appreciate
webinar
it.
coming up June 19th.
Wednesday the 19th.
On Wednesday.
Right.
So
We'll put some information
anybody's
out about
interested,
that.
make sure to reach out to Greg directly. What was your phone number again?
480-703-9525 or greg.douthit at securitytitle.com.
All right. Cool. Fantastic. All right, agents, until next time, we will see you later.
See you
guys.
later.
Adios.
Bye.
What's that voice?
I'm Batman.
I thought that was.